Hello viewer, welcome to Chungu cha Jamii. I'm your host Eunice Mugo. Today on the show we are talking about how to thrive as a preteen who is going through vitiligo. What is vitiligo? Do you have anyone who is having a vitiligo as a body issue? Interact with us, send in your question across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. I'm not alone. I have guests with me who are going to help us to understand better how to embrace yourself, love those who have vitiligo, and also the challenges that they do go through. I will allow them to introduce themselves. Welcome, guests, starting with you.
My name is Maureen, and thank you for having me. I'm a graduate at Career Women's University of Science and Technology, whereby I was pursuing a diploma in banking and finance. I'm looking forward for doing my CPA or proceeding for a degree. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Maureen.
Thank you.
To you, sir.
Yes, my name is Pastor Solomon Mokio. I'm a youth-friendly pastor, and I meet many youth, and also I actually encourage them to overcome their challenges, because no matter what kind of life you live in this world, we always have challenges. So challenges is part and parcel of our lives, and that's why I'm here today, so also to encourage our sister. Karibu sana.
Welcome to the show, Pastor Solomon.
Thank you.
To start with, today we are looking at how to thrive through preteen vitiligo. Maureen, you're the one who we are talking about today. Thank you so much for coming through to be able to encourage someone out there who is going through the same, or is having a friend who is going through the same, maybe a family or relative, and they're able to encourage the person to go through this journey. So maybe to start with, when did you know you have vitiligo, and how has it been for you?
Okay, thank you for the question. Vitiligo for me started way back in 2012, whereby it started just like a small line in the leg. After that, it transferred to the right eyebrow. And you know, these Kikuyu parents, my mom was like, umeangaliwa na macho mbaya. And after a while, that is where she saw the seriousness of the matter. And I started seeking medical help, and we started at Kenyatta National Hospital. Yes, and that has been the journey from 2012 up to around 2016. Yes.
Then after 2016, what happened?
After 2016, I decided to stop the medication because I was raised by a single parent, and I saw the burden being heavy on her, and I have a fraternal twin. So I decided that I saw that the attention was divided. Just because you're twin, to equalize everything, I decided to stop the medication. Yes, and just application of sunscreen. Yes.
Let me ask you a personal question in regards to the same. Having a twin who is very, very much normal and not going through vitiligo as you were, when you're growing up in a family setup, the sibling rivalry, the sibling love, and not hatred per se, but the sheer thing of just seeing like mom is giving too much attention to Maureen and not me. So did your sister feel like that, or what made you feel the burden of your parent that you opted to stop the medication?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. For me, I believe in communication, and that is why we decided to talk as a family, make her understand the situation, what was ahead, what it is all about, and she got the concept of everything, and I didn't receive hatred but rather support from my sister. Yes.
So for your twin, didn't feel like you getting too much attention?
No, she didn't feel like she was left out because she understood everything, and the cost of medication, the transportation used to go to the hospital and all that. Yeah, she
So what pushed you exactly for you now to come back to the table and tell your mom, like, I think we should just stop this and go without all this?
What pushed me is that I attended school only on Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
On Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I used to go to therapy. There's this machine you were put there, and ilikuwa inachoma na stima, and it was believed it was to protect the skin from getting the damages from the sun. So first it was, you remember this consultation fee, this transportation for both me and my mother, and then maybe the hours zilikuwa zimeenda, you have to provide for yourself the lunch. And remember, it was thrice per week. So the cost was ilikuwa inakuwa kubwa. And my mother hakuwa na permanent job. Just going today, tomorrow no, going today, tomorrow no. And that's why I decided I have to stop the medication. I had just applied the sunscreen, and by then I met a few people with it. So I was like, that's when I realized that I wasn't the only one. The other people like me, not applying anything, they're just okay. Yes.
Interesting. Before I loop in Pastor Simon, maybe Solomon, maybe you can tell us more. Like now, you've decided to stop. Did you tell the hospital that you're no longer coming for medication? Ama, you just went home and decided, I'm not going for more clinics?
For me, I just went home, decided I'm not going for clinic. I'm not taking any medication. I'm just going to stay like that.
So you didn't even consult any doctor?
I didn't consult anyone.
Oh,
yeah.
And what were the doctors saying at that point?
They were believing that your skin can go back to normal through the use of those medications, the therapy sessions, taking much fruits, much water, and yeah, they are believing that the condition might change. But up to date, slowly, it's just not rapid, slowly. Yeah, the skin is regaining.
Interesting. Pastor Solomon, what do you have to say about Maureen and the story that she has just narrated about her journey?
Okay. In this life, as we live in this life, we come to realize one thing. We have different challenges. These things have been allowed by God. Because when we were created in this world, God put us in this world, but we have to acknowledge the fact that as we live in this world, we are going to face many challenges. So the most important thing, and I'm happy, is because she accepted it. And then from that moment, you know, whenever you have a problem, the biggest problem will be if I'm not accepting this. You know, even when we read the Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13, that temptations are there and temptations will come. But even with the temptation, God will give a way of escape. So God knows that we have to go through these temptations and challenges, but He does not allow a temptation that is beyond me. It means I can bear it. So the first thing is to accept that I'm not alone. Actually, I listened to Maureen. She said she met somebody and then she acknowledged, I'm not alone in this world. There are people also who are going through the same. So it becomes easier for somebody to accept when they see another person with the same condition and they are still there. You know, when you think of challenges, there are people with difficulties and challenges, but they do better even with people without challenges. So there is a way you should accept something in a positive way. So it gives you like a morale to continue with life and also to prove to other people that even with this condition, I can even do better. So that is my take on her condition. Yeah.
You've said something that is very interesting, that it's good to identify, first to accept yourself.
Yeah, very true.
True, to identify that you're not alone with whatever challenge that you're going through. And also 3, for Maureen case, embracing and accepting herself. Yeah, so what is the challenge that a lot of people go through, especially when they do not accept themselves, one, and then the second one would be the challenges that we go through. You say, you've just quoted the Bible saying that God doesn't give you a challenge that you're not able to endure. So how do you now tell this person who is going, like Maureen at that time, is going through the vitiligo issue, and now she has to love herself, embrace, accept, and then sasa unawambia at this challenge, God knew you will be able to overcome it. That is why you have it and not your twin. You know, it's very easy for you to say so because you're not there. But reality kwa ground, how is it, especially when you're interacting with people?
One very important thing that people need to know, we human beings are not just this body and this flesh. God gave us the heart. So the world of the heart, it is there. That is where with the strength from the heart, I am able to overcome my challenges. So challenges are not bad. They are good because they make the heart to be strong. But when people try to avoid and run away from challenges, now the challenges overcome them. But when somebody overcomes the challenge, then this is how this person is able to become happy. And happiness also is something to do with the world of the heart. So when we just look at something just outwardly, we don't get now to understand this thing very well. But when we consider, if I have a strong heart, I'm able to overcome this. This is the mindset that somebody should have towards the challenges. But now when you run away from the challenges, you know, even though you don't acknowledge the fact that I am like this, it doesn't change anything. But acknowledging changes something. Why? Because once you have acknowledged, then yes, I am like this. Then what next? I have to live with this. Then how do I live? And when I meet people, for example, maybe in school, people who don't understand, then I take the initiative to explain to them. You understand? But if you didn't accept, you try to hide, and when maybe somebody sees, it becomes also very difficult in your heart. Then you can never become happy like that. But somebody who has accepted their condition, they even talk. I know of a story of somebody, actually there is bullying in school. So this person, this young man, when he was in school, other students were bullying him because of his face. He had a deformed face. So they would call him, hey, you nasty, something like that. They would throw words like that. So he'll always try to defend himself. One day, he stood before the mirror and he was able to see his face. And then from that time, he realized, what my friends say, it is true. So if I keep on trying to defend myself, then it's going to be very difficult for me. So one day he stood before the class and he said, you know what, guys? Whatever you have said about me is very true. But I'm a person like this. If you don't help me, then how can I even live here? You understand? So he's acknowledging this and also acknowledging before the people who are talking ill. You understand? So from that day, he said the whole class that day cried. So from that day, everybody wanted to embrace him. Even some of them say, let me carry your bag. You know, before he accepted, they were bullying him. But the moment he accepted and acknowledged before the other people, everybody now accepted him also. Because when you don't accept yourself, then it becomes even difficult for other people to accept you. But when you accept yourself and you speak about it by yourself, then even the people who wanted to speak ill, they don't have anything to talk about because already I accepted myself. What else can you say about that? So accepting your condition is very important. Not only to you, even to the other people. Because now they don't have any grounds. If they wanted to bully you, then what can they talk more when you have already accepted it before them? So this is very important because it will help your heart not to go through a lot of suffering. You know, suffering, you can suffer, yes, in the body, but also in the heart you're suffering. You have some difficulties. But in the heart, if you accept, then you decide from your heart, I will stand out and speak about my condition like that. That's why some people, when they accept, maybe a HIV patient accepts, then they become ambassadors to teach other people about this condition. Because people don't know anything about vitiligo, isn't it? So unless Maureen tells them about it, they don't know. They just see it, maybe it is infectious. But if she accepts and then begins to educate other people, then other people also will accept Maureen the way she is. You understand? So you have to decide it from your heart. Let me stand up and accept myself and also make other people to accept me the way I am. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Coming back to you, Maureen. Like Pastor has just mentioned, it's true. A lot of people don't know about the vitiligo issue. What initiative have you taken as a person in regards to vitiligo?
The initiative that I've taken as a person, one, is to educate those who are around me. That is one, creating awareness. When I've just seated with my friends, the group of friends, family from far, I have to explain what vitiligo is all about, what the challenges, how to accept and embrace other person rather than me when you meet other person. One, the vitiligo is not infectious, so you don't have to be scared of me. And that is why they learn to embrace you, to listen to you. And the other one is to encourage that other person who has ndio vitiligo imetokea. That person, the vitiligo has just erupted. no confidence, no anything, no friends, no support. You have to talk to them, make friends with them, and at least be a source of encouragement. Yes.
Interesting that you're saying all this. What are the challenges that you went through? And before you even got to accept yourself, you take us through the journey of the challenges that you went through until to the point that you came now to realize and say, after all, I can't change anything. I just have to accept myself.
Okay. The challenges that I went through, one was avoidance from people who are like, ataniambukiza, I don't know what it is. It is very rare. Maybe she was cursed, maybe all those things. First, it was like avoidance from people. Second, it was discrimination. People are like, oh, she can't do that because of her skin, or this or that. Yes. The third one was socializing was hard because the people don't understand, they don't get who you are, they don't understand what's happened to your skin, they don't know anything about vitiligo. So there was that discrimination, underestimation. The underestimation that a person can say, you cannot do that because you have this. Your levels, you don't have this confidence to do this because of your skin. I think those are the challenges that I went through. How I overcame when I was in class 8, ready to join high school. I met Madam Catherine Carrera, and she introduced me to Vitiligo Ambassador in Kenya. And that is where I regained my confidence. And I saw I'm not the only one. I can do this. I can stand up on my own. And through that, Vitiligo has helped me to educate, to create awareness. First, Vitiligo gave me a scholarship back in high school. My sister was educated through Vitiligo. I stand here speaking to people who have vitiligo just to encourage them and to tell them there's more to life than vitiligo. There's more to embrace rather than self-pity and all that. Yes.
Thank you. When you come back, I want to start with you from the thing that you've just mentioned, the discrimination. What kind of discrimination did you go through? Okay. And also now, embracing the people who are discriminating you after they've come to learn. And also there's this thing, is it a Kiswahili saying, unaambiwa usicheke mwenzio, you don't know what is coming next. You might, have you ever seen or experienced someone who like they want to associate with anyone with vitiligo, but ended up having it? You've heard of one, eh?
Yeah.
You'll share with us when you come back. Viewer, I hope you're learning as much as I am about vitiligo. Interact with us, send in your question, your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. We'll be back shortly.
Hello everyone! Welcome to Fun. And the hyenas were there. They wanted to snatch the baby and tear that baby into pieces and eat.
Today, we're going to make a cactus in a pot. Hey, you, cold on. Are you biting your thumb at me?
I love my mommy. I love my mommy. Yes, I do.
Are you going to show love to your friend? Sure, you are going to do that. Friends, until next time, bye!
Welcome to the 254 Trivia Game Show, where every second counts and the stakes are sky high.
Get ready for jaw-dropping challenges, mind-bending questions, and unbeatable fun.
Who will rise to the top and claim the ultimate prize?
Tune into GBS TV and let the games begin.
Don't miss out. This is the 254 Trivia Game Show.
Good luck.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, viewer, to Chungu cha Jamii. Today we're talking about thriving as a preteen with vitiligo. Do you know what vitiligo is? Do you have someone who has vitiligo? Send in your question, interact with us across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. So before we went on a break, Maureen, I had asked you a question about the discrimination part. What kind of discrimination did you go through? 1, 2. Have you ever heard or experienced someone who mcheka kilema, who's a kilema? That's what you said, eh?
Yeah.
And then Pastor told me, hujafa hujaumbika. Kiswahili wewe. But have you experienced someone who they have vitiligo, but they want to associate with anyone with vitiligo, then ended up having it?
Oh, tagging on the second question, I've never seen a person that I've refused to interact with the person with vitiligo and then heard it later. For that one, I've not interacted with such a person or saw such a person. On the first question, that was the type of discrimination. First, I'm used to wearing trousers. So when a person sees you on a short, like, you wanna kaji, look at the skin, evil. And then watu walikuwa like, huyu amechomeka, and ama alilaniwa, those kind of things. Yeah, so that was the hardest thing. Mtu like, ulichomeka ama ulifanya nini? Ama mwingine akwambia, kwani umejipaka rangi by the way, unajua unakaje? So that was the hardest thing maybe I got from people. And talking in mockery form, that was the hardest thing that I had to endure and to accept and to hear from people. Yes.
What about now? Right now, like we're talking, I don't know Maureen, and they come and I'm like, okay, and okay. When we're talking about mockery, kuna wale tu you'll just sense, like this one is just trying to mock me, this one is just trying to get on my nerves, and kuna ule tu mwenye ako like very innocent, uyo ni yeye.
Yeah.
How do you go about such people?
So Maureen, in this era, like if I met you for the first time, and then maybe I notice a stare from you, I'll be like, mambo unaitwa, mimi naitwa Maureen, and I have this is vitiligo. This is why I came to get it. This is how I've been coping up. Do you know anyone from like who has the vitiligo? So for me, learning to create awareness with the people that I've met, trying to engage. Now I talk, you know, the person is staring at you, because I have this story. When I was back in hostel, the second semester, I had this cleaner. She was just cleaning the rooms, and one day akaniona, veliniona like msichana kuja hapa. And when I went, a spot had just appeared here. Okay, like I noticed something in common with the two of us. What is this? And I checked kwa yake, the spot was beginning to, it just had appeared. So I think socializing, letting other people know, getting information, both from the social media, making research, yes, that has helped me a lot. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, for this cleaner that you just mentioned,
Yeah.
So how did it go about? How did you go about it, and how is she now? If it all in
How I did, I just introduced about the sunscreen. You just have to apply the sunscreen to prevent the sun rays, which is believed that through the sun rays you can get skin cancer because of the lightness of the skin, and because the melanin is not enough in the skin. So I just encourage of the using of the sunscreen to prevent the sun rays and maybe seek medical help. Yes.
Is vitiligo reversible?
For me, I would say it is reversible, because I had it even in the eyes, and now you can see black spots, even in the hands. I had it for the whole hand, but now I have black spots. That's than just what I had for the whole hand. If you can see, I had for the whole hand, but all this part was white. But now I had this black spot. For me, I can say it is reversible. Because while I was going for education, you were being told, take a lot of fruits, go for those therapies, take the medicine and all that. For me, what I'm still doing is taking those a lot of fruits, a lot of water, the sunscreen, yes. And I encourage somebody that it is reversible once you take the right precautions, yes.
So when you identify it at an early age, like now the cleaner that you just mentioned, When she applies the sunscreen at that early, will it prevent it from spreading, ama the spread is inevitable?
The spread is inevitable. The sunscreen is just to prevent the sun rays from reaching the skin. But for the spots, they can spread at whatever pace. What you have to do is seek medical help early. Yeah, you have to go look for a dermatologist, check your skin, and he or she will tell you the progress of the skin. Because there's this type of vitiligo, it doesn't spread. Ikitokea hapo ni hapo.
Okay.
But there is one which spreads because yangu ilianza hapa and then to the hands, to the legs. Yes, but there is one which doesn't spread. So if you consult, you're going to be given the right information about your condition. Yes.
Okay. So now that umesema iko hizo mara mbili, how do you know before you go for consultation? Like for you now that you already are coming through it, can you be able to tell?
What can I say? I cannot be able to tell, but for my case, I knew because ilianza kwa mguu just like a line. And I was like, oh my God, I was worried about that. But when it appeared here, well, like this thing is serious. It's spreading then to the hands, to the legs. Yes. So you can be able to tell, but I think I'd advise for medical help first before you decide. Yes.
Okay. To you, Pastor.
Yes.
Umesema hujafa hujaumbika. So in regards to especially people who like wanajitenga with people who are going through issues and challenges of life, how do you now maybe talk to them to be able to embrace, like for her, she had the support from the family, right?
Yes.
The support from the sister, the sibling now, and the mother. And we have those who like shun away from any challenges. You say we should embrace our challenges, we should love challenges. But truth be told, no one loves challenge.
True. So one most important thing we need to know, as we have said, you don't know what life is going to throw at you. You may not want to know about it for yourself. You don't know, maybe tomorrow there's a king. That's why with me, I encourage people to always have conversations. And in the conversations, make contacts and know people with different conditions and situations. Because it may not be for you, but for somebody you meet later. Maybe if you meet somebody now, for example, now I met Maureen. If I meet somebody tomorrow with vitiligo, it will not be something new to me. Then I'll tell her, I know somebody like you. Maybe I should connect you with this person, then so that you can even get more information like that. So we as a society, we are created for that. We are supposed to support each other, and we're also supposed to have conversation. We are living in an era where people don't talk. People talk with their phones nowadays. But now we lose many things, not even about the challenges, even this normal social life. You know, if I meet with you, Eunice, and I began to talk with you, maybe even I may realize you found something that I trade. You understand? So in really life, we need to learn how to talk, not to avoid talking. Yes, if I meet Maureen, and Maureen is a positive person, if I begin to talk to her about vitiligo, then she'll tell me this condition is called vitiligo, it is like this. So people who shun away from learning about things that they think it does not concern me. No, it concerns each and every one of us. Because you don't know, maybe tomorrow you'll have a child with the same condition. Then you will not ask yourself, why me? You understand? If you ask me, why me, then I'll ask you, why not? Why not you? Because so who do you want to have this condition? So we need to learn about everything. It's an opportunity wherever you meet somebody with this condition. It's an opportunity that God is giving you to learn about that. And maybe you may be of help, and you never know in your conversation what is going to come out of that. So I will encourage people not to shun away, but also to want to know more. And also encourage the other person and see how, as a fellow human being, maybe how you can chip in. Even encouraging somebody with your words is better than just shunning away. It doesn't cost you anything.
Not everyone is built for encouragement.
Yeah.
And then what happens when you just face the culture shock? Like, today is the first time I'm seeing Maureen with
Yeah,
vitiligo,
yeah,
right?
yes.
Maybe I've never seen it before. That's not the case. I'm just painting a picture here.
Yes, yes.
It being the first time, the culture shock of, okay, so what is that? So how do you overcome now the culture shock of issues of life in regard to maybe a long-term illness or a chronic disease or something that you huwezi epuka, you can't just like run away from it, but rather you have to embrace it. How do you handle the culture shock now?
You mean for the person who is
Both
affected?
the person who is having the issue and the person who is now facing this person who is having the issue. Yes.
Actually, there are many things that are surprising in this world. So first, you know, people are like this. Huh? When they see something, there's a certain thought that arises. We call that first dimensional thought. But that, most of the time, that is not even true. What I'm thinking about that time is not true. So that's why you need to think deeply. So we tell people, you have to think before you leap, isn't it? So you have to think, okay, yes, I was shocked, but I have to think again. So what is this? You understand? I've never seen somebody like this, but it means there are people like this.
Allow me to interrupt you on
Yes,
that,
yes.
also to emphasize on my point, right? What you've just mentioned is very critical. The first thought, or the first dimensional of thought, right? Through the first thought, it is said that is when you talk. Things that are even not, if you don't take time to think deeply, you might end up saying a thing that might hurt Maureen in regards to me. I don't have the issue of vitiligo, right? I've seen it as a culture shock, but without taming my tongue, I end up saying something that will hurt Maureen. So how now are you able to now talk to me, as this is the case scenario we are painting, so that by the time I'm able to talk, we are addressing now that.
Yes,
by the time I'm able to talk, I'm talking something that is not going to hurt Maureen, but rather I'm being cautious of the words that are coming out of my mouth. Because with the first dimension of thought, a lot of times the words are not thought through. You just say or talk out of talking.
So I was saying like this, huh? Every time you see something, there's a certain thought that arises from you.
Sure.
And in many cases, that thought is not even true. The way you're thinking is not even true.
Sure.
That's why we take time to think about something. So yes, I saw something and I was shocked. But if I take a few minutes, a few seconds to think about it, then I'll look at that thing in a different perspective. You understand? Then from there, I can engage. How are you? I can maybe begin with greetings, trying to understand this. So to deal with that shock you're talking about, we have to have second dimensional thought. Think about something again, okay? You know, even sometimes I may come into my house and find something. So if I just react from what I have seen, most of the time I make the wrong judgment. So yes, I may be shocked, but if I take time, then I am able to think about this in a detail. Now on the side of the affected person, when you have this condition also, you need to think deeply. I will meet people who have never seen anything like this. So you have to prepare your mind and your heart. Because I have this condition, of course, even I may meet a child. You know, there are children like maybe an Asian child who has never seen a black person. So you get into a plane, the plane is all people are Asians. You are the only black. And then there's a child crying next to you here, isn't it? So do you become offended by that child? Of course you understand. This child has never seen a black person. You understand? So also the other person should think in that way. This person may be shocked because he has never seen anything like this. So I have to prepare my mind and my heart to meet also with such kind of people. So that is how the person who is seeing it for the first time, and also the other person who also has the condition, both of them, they have to have kind of thinking about it in a deeper way. Because when I think deeply, maybe she's shocked like this because she has never seen anything. So I will not get offended. I'll get offended if I don't try to understand the other person from the other perspective.
You're talking from the perspective of a strong person.
Yes.
let's look at it from the perspective of a weak person
Yes.
with a very weak heart in
Yes,
regard
yes.
to this is a culture shock.
Yes.
One, I'm not ready for this.
Yes.
You know, because Maureen here, as what you're talking about vitiligo today, was not born and raised, right? Like was born very much normal.
Yes.
Vitiligo just came on the way, and now she had to grow up with it, right? So what happens to someone who is born and raised very well until for Maureen case scenario, it happened when she was young. So for her to come, learn, embrace, for lack of better words, correct me if I'm wrong, it becomes easy because amekuwa na kutoka akiwa mdogo. Now what happens to someone who is like of age, maybe say campus life or even marriage, because we have those people who start at akiwa married. One, you don't know yourself like that, and now this happens, right? We have issues with your self-confidence. It goes down. You are also battling with your self-confidence as you are growing up. Then this happens. So what happens to your heart? Because already one, it was weak. And now this one crushes you more. And then, I don't know, Maureen will tell us more, because with other issues you'll face, you see people who like she said, the discrimination. Now, if you're married, the husband doesn't know about this, and maybe sees the medical bill, if at all if it's expensive. Maureen will also take us through that. Anakutoroka. Your kids don't want to associate with you. So how does this now person deal with all this by herself, even before kama jaiona mtu kama huyu ama doesn't have a social circle that can be able to embrace her? What happens?
Okay, I talked about the Bible. The Bible says there's no temptation. Let me read this verse. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able. But with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it. So let me give you an example of a tree. When a tree is growing, the skin is very tender, isn't it? You can even peel it with your fingernail. But now for this tree to contain, for this bark to contain the tree which is growing, this bark, many times it is broken down. You understand? So we human beings also, we have to meet such kind of things which break us down to make us even better. You understand? So when we meet challenges, yes, sometimes it breaks us down, but we go through that process. Then we grow into that, then into acceptance. Even Maureen didn't accept herself the first time. She had to go through that. But God is faithful. God will give us the grace to grow inside of that. Now the problem will be if there are some thoughts that begin to arise. Maybe I should not even leave. So those kind of thoughts are dangerous. But somebody who's just going through the process, even though it may be maybe I'm not understanding it at that time, but as you go on, there is that grace every day. You're growing into that reality. I am this kind of a person. And also, when somebody is going through that process, of course, people around him, some of them will take it negatively. All these things are good. Why? Because they will make this person also to come to a point where now I know this is a negative person, this is a positive person. So the process itself is not easy, it is painful, but it is good also because it now creates that strong heart. Now, even Maureen, for now, she's at that stage because she went through that process. You understand? So it's something positive. Even that shock itself, that's why we have, even in a car, we have a shock absorber, isn't it? So in life, if human beings can think of making shock absorbers, because he knows as the car is going, it's going to meet maybe a pothole. What about God? It means also God made those shock absorbers in our heart. By the way, do you know one thing, Eunice? Our heart also has functions. Just like when you get into a car, there's a functions for the wiper. You understand? So our hearts also have functions.
I
But
want us
now,
to take a break, and when
Yes.
you come back, we'll start just from there,
Okay.
the functions of the heart. So that's you take us through it. Viewer, I hope you're learning as much as I am. Interact with us. Send in your question, your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. We'll be back shortly.
Today we have amazing topic. Hey, turning passion into profit. Sijui passion yako ni gani? Listen, we are going to have a guest here mwenye anaenda kutuambia how she turned her passion into profit.
So I learned it from my mom. I guess nilichukua from my mom. And then my mom alichukua from her mom.
Inheritance.
And then her mom amemnema. Mimi nimenema after the mom. My God.
Wow.
Kitu iko kwa damu. Sasa hiyo kitu ilinipea motivation. Like, kai, kumbe naweza shona hizi nguo by the way na niuzie mtu na abai. Ni make something out of it. So hiyo ndo motivation by the way. Nguo ya Christmas ndo ilikuwa motivation. Mnasemanga that family don't support each other. Me, my family. Nasema my family imekuwa my greatest supporter. And then my friends. Because if it's an urgent order, hata mimi ukiangalia tu my WhatsApp, the first caption na kukujianga, we don't accept urgent orders.
Oh my God.
I need my time. Inaweza teneza earring, key holders, neck, chokers, key holders, what else? Mats, bottles,
Hello, my name is Nyabio. I'm from Mahanim. Called this school a good school because the second my mom saw it, she saw it was Christian based. And when I see Christian based, that's what the character my mother wants from me. And I like the sports that we play for PE. Like sometimes we play table tennis, we can play football, we match. And on Fridays we have games. And we verse the teachers in football. And this is why I think the school is the best school your children can go to.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, viewer, to Chungu cha Jamii. Today we are talking about thriving as a preteen with vitiligo. We are having Maureen with us, who has taken us through her journey with vitiligo, the challenges, the ups and downs, and everything. You have a question? Interact with us across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. So before we went on a break, Pastor, you were telling us about the functions of the heart.
Yes.
Please take us through.
Yes, what I want to say, why even do we have this program? As I said, God is faithful. God is the one who gave us the world of the heart. And of course, if a company can make a car and put shock absorbers on that car, then what do you think? Did God put shock absorbers in our hearts or not? Of course he did, because he knows in this life we are going to face challenges and those difficulties and the temptations. So when we face those challenges, there's a process that somebody goes through. And then how do we overcome these kind of things? That's why we are having even a show like this one. I believe even this show is going to help somebody maybe in a situation like that. So the most important part of our life is the heart. I'm a pastor, so I speak in that aspect through the Bible. It says, keep your heart with all diligence, for the issues of life spring from the heart. So from the heart, you must know how to use your heart. When my TV volume is so high, I don't throw it away. I just
Reduce the
I just control the volume. So in the same way, yes, a situation is here before me. I have made this situation. Yes, it has brought me down. But at the end of the day, life has to continue. So from there are people, when problems come, they put them down and that becomes their destiny. You understand? But there are people, they meet problems, yes, they go down, but now from down there, also they gain another strength to do what? To wake up. They begin from that point of accepting and acknowledging that this is my situation right now. We had Corona. Do you know, Corona was a blessing to many people, but to other people also, it came as a curse. So depending on how you look at your situation, if you see it as a curse, then it means it is going to turn out to become, because that is what you are believing in your heart. That means you're not using your heart very well, isn't it? But when you look at it in a positive way, there are people who walipoteza job wakati wa Corona. So they began to think, what else can I do? Some of them entered into businesses, even they don't want to be employed anymore. So do you see Corona was a blessing to them?
Sure.
Because they took that thing positively. So what I want to say is that our heart is also able to accept things positively. Somebody who has accepted himself is in a better position to overcome that challenge than somebody who is living in denial. When you are denying your situation, you are already in that situation. So it begins by accepting, being positive about every issue. Maureen has told us here, through Vitiligo, she received scholarship, isn't it? So it was a blessing to her life. We have, I'm sorry to use maybe an example of an influential person. We have the spokesman of the government, isn't it? He's a person living with also a condition, a skin condition. But I believe also if you meet him and he will tell his story, I believe so. Also, that one became a blessing to him. So everything that we meet in our life, because we cannot say this thing happened because God was not there or maybe God was sleeping. Why did it happen to me? No, there's a reason and a purpose for everything under the sun. It happens for a purpose. Now, you begin from there to use your heart. Unajiita mkutano, si ndio? Kujiuliza, kwa nini mimi nimejikuta katika hii hali? Then what next? Kwa sababu niko hapo sasa, what am I supposed to do? Do I kill myself? So when you begin to have those negative thoughts, that's why I say that is very dangerous way of trying to solve your problems. But when you think again and again, there's always a way. Do you know even insects, they think? Huh? In our mind education, we talk about the bed bugs. One time somebody wanted to escape the bed bugs, so he made a way to escape the bed bugs. But the bed bugs thought until they came to the bed of that person. So if you learn from such kind of things, this is an insect. Imagine the insect is overcoming many challenges. Even now it is raining. There are some insects which are outside there. They are able to overcome all these challenges. So you can begin to learn even from nature when you are now using your heart in the right way. You begin to think, and then as you are thinking, you are gaining some things. Then this becomes a strength now to wake up and then begin to take a step again. Then this is how we use our heart. We use our heart in a positive way to overcome our challenges. And then from that moment you come to find, hii kitu nilikuwa naona kama ni mbaya, lakini kwa sababu nili accept imekuwa mzuri. Sasa hiyo ndio ninamaanisha. You can use the functions of the heart. So we have something that we call hope. Hata kwa nini watu wanaenda jobs? Jua wako na hope, wanajua at the end of the month, kuna kitu nitapata, si ndio? So kitu kibaya kabisa katika maisha ya mwanadamu ni kupoteza matumaini. Kwa sababu ya hali ambazo umejikuta ndani yake. Lakini kuna matumaini kama ukifikiria kwa undani. That's why we need to live with hope. When you see people outside there, even some people are drunkard not because of the situation that they met. Alipoteza labda job akasema after all naenda kumaliza stress, ndio? So he used his heart wrongly. That is negative way of thinking. So akaenda na akakuwa mlevi na hivyo ndo life yake ikafanya nini? Ikazama, si ndio? So how do you use your heart? You can use your heart. The heart itself has a strength to overcome the challenge because the battle has to be won inside first for you to overcome it outwardly. So that is my meaning when I say there are functions also of the heart. You can use your heart negatively and you can use your heart also positively to overcome the challenges. Yes.
Coming back to you, Maureen, as you are winding up, how expensive is it for you to be, for one who has vitiligo, in terms of treatment and care?
I cannot say the actual figure, but there's this sunscreen which are given free by the government, and if you're not in contact with them, means that you have to buy them on their own. For example, a 50 gram, but that's a small sunscreen. It goes for around 899. That's 900, almost 1,000. So I cannot estimate the correct figure, but in general, it is expensive. Yes.
How long can you use the 50-gram sunscreen?
It depends on your daily errands. Maybe in school, maybe at work. It depends on how regular you're using it, the type of work that you engage in, the type of activities. Maybe you stay indoor. In the case when you're staying indoor, you don't need that much application because there's no direct translation or direct interaction with the sun. So I think it depends on your daily errands, activities, and whatever you do. Yeah.
Pastor Solomon has just mentioned something very interesting about the sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you're talking and interacting with people, that is one thing that I come across that is very outstanding in regards about the sense of purpose.
Yeah.
So at what time did you sit and reflect and umesha accept and now this is a perfect opportunity for me, and now sensing your sense of purpose and direction, or rather question, have you channeled your sense of purpose and direction towards vitiligo? Ama those are two different entities. Maureen and vitiligo is one, my sense of purpose and direction in life is another thing.
I think I can call it a combination because I've made it my purpose to enlighten those who don't know about it, to engage with people, both those who have and those who don't have, so that at least a person cannot be depressed due to the condition. A person at least to engage and to enhance courage. Yes.
Did you ever go through depression with
No,
vitiligo?
I cannot say I've ever, no. Yeah, vitiligo has not pushed me to the extent of having depression. No.
Have you ever heard of any case of person with vitiligo that has gone through depression?
I can't really say. Yes.
Interesting. Passing back to you.
Yes.
So the sense of purpose. Most of the time we are told that when you're being taught about faith, it's also good to establish the sense of purpose. Not your own purpose, but the purpose that why you brought into this world, why you asked, why me? And then the other question is, why not you? So the sense of purpose in regards to why me, or why is it so relevant in opposed to why not you?
So, you know, many people, even some people are successful in what they do, but they never found purpose of life. So if you live that kind of life, eventually at the end of everything, you'll be very disappointed because you didn't find yourself. But people who have found themselves, now they gain the passion. Even life becomes enjoyable and happy, even to the extent of enjoying even the challenges and the difficulties in that. Because, for example, somebody who is a marathoner, do you think to run and exercise is something easy? You need to go through a lot, denying yourself and then running. But when you go to them, they enjoy that. It is part and parcel, and they found this, and they want to live that life. If you tell me to wake up every day and run, to me, well, that's not my purpose, isn't it? So in life, you must find your purpose, and it is within the things and the challenges that you meet in life. So you have to take everything positively. Whatever you never know that through this is where I am going to find my purpose in life. So everything, if you learn to accept things positively, that is how it leads you also to find the purpose in life. But even though you may follow something and do something and even succeed in it, if it is not the purpose why you are here, eventually at the end of the life you find in the Bible, they call it vanity of vanities. Huh? Like Solomon, my name is Solomon actually. So the Solomon of the Bible, he did have many things. But eventually what was his last was, this is just vanity. He became a king, he did many things, but at the end of the day, life was not bringing any joy and happiness at the end. But when we find purpose, even through the challenges, and that's how we end up gaining the purpose of our life. And then life brings a meaning also. And this is the reason why I came into this one. Then that is what I can say. Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite. Maybe as we wind up, Maureen, is there anything that you think we ought to have mentioned and we didn't mention?
I don't think so. But to the viewers, I'd like to leave this verse in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24 to 25, which says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another. Let us not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing." Yes.
So that is your parting shot as well.
Yeah, and to remind them, the Bible tells us that hope does not disappoint. Yeah, hold on fast to your hope, to the faith, and to your beliefs. Thank you.
Thank you.
True.
To you.
Yeah. So, viewers, what I want to say today is that challenges are good. We have to accept that. It's a mindset that you need to have. This challenge, if I look at it as negative, it is going to turn out to become negative. But if I look at everything in a positive way, I'll find the positivity in everything. This is the world created by God, and God allows everything. Do you know what the Bible says? It says like this in the book of Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7. "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and also create calamity. I, the Lord, do all these things." So when we acknowledge God in everything, Bible says, He will direct our path. So challenges and difficulties and all those things that we meet in this world, as I said from the beginning, every temptation is common to man. So everything that you are going through is common to man. All you need to do is to wake up from that depression, that state of denying, and then begin to accept. And then from there, as you step forward, everything will become beautiful at the end. So there is a hope at the end of the tunnel, and that will be my parting shots.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite. It has been a pleasure having you on set, Maureen, and for you to enlighten us more about vitiligo. Viewer, let's continue this conversation online across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. Till next time, have a nice time. Goodbye.
Thank you. Yes, Maureen.
Everywhere, GBS.